Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel. So a couple of you guys I didn't show a couple videos ago, I showed you guys that I had picked up the Violet Voss Flamingo palette and I asked if anybody wanted to see me do a look with it. And actually a few of you, I won't say a lot because I don't know what a lot, that's like a relative term, but a few of you definitely asked to see looks from this particular palette. A couple people were even asking for me to do like a fun, neon, colorful look, sort of something a little out of the ordinary, at least for me. Because a lot of times, like, I see these looks and I see these palettes and I love them, like this one here, and I'm like, I buy them, but then for my everyday, when I go to work or when I go out for dinner or whatever, I kind of stick to more subdued, safe makeup looks, if that makes any sense. So today we're going to throw all that out the window and I'm going to do something really colorful, really crazy. I'm not sure if I've definitely said it and I'm not sure if you guys remember, but Natasha Denona, when they came out with that tropical palette, I was obsessed with it. I wanted it so, so badly, but I couldn't justify paying, I think it was like $160 or something like that. Sorry if my voice goes. I feel like I'm kind of coming down with something. I don't really know though. So if it goes, I'll do my best. I should really have water and I don't. I'll remedy that for, oh my God, I can't even talk. I'll remedy that for the next video that I'm planning on filming today. But anyway, so I really wanted that Natasha Denona palette and I ended up going to Sephora and like swatching it. And I wasn't that impressed with the swatches, but it like broke my heart because the colors were so amazing. I'll put a picture of that palette up like right now, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about if you don't know it. But then I was online, I think on Sephora, and then I went into store and I saw this palette. Now it's not the same palette. There are some different colors. Like I don't think there's that bright blue that was in the Natasha Denona, but along the same lines of being like a bright, fun, vibrant, tropical palette. And definitely more affordable. I'm pretty sure this was like $68, I think is in the range I paid for it, which is not cheap by any means. I mean, there are definitely more inexpensive palettes that you can get that are just as great of quality. But this is the first Violet Voss product I've ever owned. And like I said, I saw it and I knew that it was like the perfect alternative for me. So I was just kind of like looking at some of the colors and stuff that I want to play with today. So what I'm thinking, and this may change, I'm thinking of kind of hitting more of these blues, throwing a bit of the yellow and golds in as well. And I'm kind of like really called to by these two purples as well. So I might try and swing those in somewhere also, but we will kind of see. So I will stop rambling on like I do. And depending on what this eye look ends up like, I might do like so I have all my makeup done. Only thing I obviously don't have is my eyes and my lips, because depending on where I end up going with this look, I knew I either wanted to do a totally neutral lip and just like a really nice like nude color, or do I want to go to the full other end of the spectrum, have a lot of fun with this video and do a really bright lip. So as I'm going, I'm kind of also going to be thinking about that. I was thinking about swatching this whole palette down my arm, but I'm actually not going to. I'm just going to see immediately how it applies on the lid. But if in the future that is a video you guys want to see where you want to see what all the colors look like, I am definitely happy to do so. But I know that this palette's been out for a while, and on the Sephora website, they always have somebody with swatches on their arms. So I don't want to make this video like 40 minutes long just because I'm doing that as well. So the first color I'm going to do just to lay down a base, I mean, it's kind of the most boring color in the palette, is this sand color here, but it is a really perfect color just for like an all over the lid shade, like a brow bone highlight shade. I'm like, what is this thing called? Highlighting shade. I always like to do this, and I know I'm not alone in this because I picked it up somewhere, all over my lid, just because any primer that you put down, which I did use my MAC Painterly paint pot like I almost always do. What was I saying? It kind of sets that primer. That's a little thing I picked up from Mickey. If you don't know Mickey, I will link her channel down below. Definitely go check her out. She's awesome. Because she always used to do that. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, why have I never done that before? I've never even thought to do it. And I know like other people do it too, but she was the one who did it every single time. And maybe it's because she actually vocalized that she was doing it. Like she'd put it on and she'd be like, okay, now I'm just going to set that primer. And I was like, oh my goodness, have I been missing that step my entire life? Anyway, so it's good for that. It's also a really good transition shade. And I find that sometimes brighter colors do sit better on your eyes if there's already a shadow down on them. So then I'm going to do an all over the lid color as well. And for that, I want to use this color here. This is Ocean Front. It's like this beautiful, like light. And like, I can already just see, look at how pigmented these are. Oh my goodness. That's freaking awesome. A lot of time you get these colors and they like wash out completely. They don't show up the way you're expecting them to, but that is exactly what I was looking for. And it looks like it's very buildable as well. Like if I just kept packing it on, let's just do that a little bit. And I think the thing to remember when you are trying to build up a shadow and pack it on is not to swipe it, because sometimes what you're doing is you're moving the product that's already there, but make sure you're doing it in like a more patting kind of a motion, just like that, because that will pack on the color like that's on your brush in one area rather than spreading it across your whole lid, which obviously will thin it out a bit. It's like the concept of like spreading toast on peanut butter or something. Like if you, I mean, not that you pat peanut butter on toast, but you spread it to like evenly distribute it. But obviously in this case, I'm not really trying, like I do want it even, of course, but I'm trying to get a lot of that color on my lid just for a starting point. Okay, now I want to bring in some of that yellow color as well. So like I said, we are going to use these two colors here as well. So I think I'm going to use Lemonade, and I'm going to kind of put that in the crease a little bit higher all across, because my plan at this point is to pull in some of this pineapple shade kind of in the inner corner. We're going to do some of this tidal wave in the outer crease, a little bit of this beach ball in the real outer corner. I'm going to use Surf to kind of brighten up the middle of my eye, and then I'm going to take either donut or bikini and kind of do a lower lid color using that, like a lower lash line color. Lower lid. I don't have a lower, well, is this a lower eyelid? Is that a thing? Like, I don't know. I wasn't good in biology. Like, is that like, I know it's a lower lash line, but like, do you only have one eyelid? Like, is that your eyelid, or would you call this like a lower lid? Does it move when you shut it? I guess kind of, it kind of like comes in, I don't know. Off on a tangent as per usual. So like I said, we're going to pick up that Lemonade color right there, and we're going to put that all in the crease. So for this, I'm using like a wider sort of a tapered brush. Like it does have a taper to it. It's not super, super fat, but it does have a bit of a wider edge, and that just allows me to get a little bit higher. So that color's not the most pigmented color. I haven't tried any of the like shimmery colors yet, so I'm interested to see how that looks. I also feel like I should have done this first, because I could find that I'm losing a lot of that minty sort of a color. So I will be going back in with that in about 2 seconds just to make sure I pick it back up again. Okay, so now back in with that flat brush. I'm going to go back into that ocean front color and just sort of repack it onto my lid just to get it back. Like that. But you see how like that yellow is still kind of coming out? It's very, very subtle, but I'm okay with that. I think it just adds to the depth of the look. And I'm trying to kind of go as crazy with as many brighter colors for this look, just because that is specifically what I was asked for. There definitely are some of these colors like here that you could create, I would think, a more neutral looking look for. But I'm trying to do as much of like the bright, dark, fun colors in one look as humanly possible without looking like a clown. Because that is not the intent here. The intent is to make it a fun, bright, wearable look that may not be an everyday look, but that you could definitely use if you were feeling more adventurous. So now I'm going to take this color here. This is in Tidal Wave. Let's see how these shimmers work. Pick that up there, tap it off a little bit, and we're going to use that kind of just in the outer crease. Okay, and maybe I'm not going to tap it off. I think I thought it was going to be a lot darker than it actually is. These colors do blend really, really well together, so that's good. I'm trying not to go all the way in because I don't want to take away from that yellow that I already laid down. I'm going a little bit down as well. It's just like that, so now I'll try it with the other eye. I say try because I find that one eye always looks the way I want it, and then I try and do the same thing on the other eye, and it doesn't work, and then I find that I'm constantly going back and forth trying to do it. And I am going to be filming a couple videos today, so if you see this look again, that's why. But I've talked to you guys a little bit about my job. I have never said what I do, and I don't know that I want to because it's not controversial, but like still I don't know how. I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm starting to become a little bit more personal with you guys, and I'm starting to kind of let you guys in on a little bit more of my personal life, of my personal experiences. But I don't know how much I really want to do that. I'm trying, and we'll see it eventually. So anyways, I was saying I was doing shift work for the past month or so. My last day was yesterday doing shift work, and tomorrow I have to go back into the classroom and start learning the next set of things that I have to do. Like you start off doing science fundamentals, and then you get into the normal stuff. And then you get into common stuff, and then you get into more like in-depth stuff as you go on. And I should be done in the classroom by December, and then back on shift more or less permanently with some classroom time here and there. So I had today off between my shift work and my classroom work. So I wanted to film a bunch because we're getting back to the point where I'm not going to be home during the daytime anymore, because I am back on a normal 8 to 4 schedule, which is great because when you're on shift, your schedule goes all over the place. Like you'll work. So the way my shift work was, you would do 3 night shifts, and my shifts are 7 to 7 or 7:30 to 7:30. So you would do 3 night shifts, and then you get a couple days off, and then you do 2 day shifts, couple days off, 2 night shifts, couple days off, and then 3 day shifts. And the sets of 3 were always on weekends. So you would work like a Saturday, Sunday, Monday day, or a Friday, Saturday, Sunday night kind of thing. And then a couple days during the week, and then you'd skip the next weekend. Like you wouldn't have to work the next weekend. And then a couple days during the week, like early, and then just kept going and going and going. So the hardest thing was like, if you worked, so I would maybe work like, this day is not going to be accurate. Say I work a Thursday night and I get off Friday morning. Then you go back in on Sunday. So you only have a day and a half to really do turnover, and half of that time you're trying to sleep and fix your schedule. So it was getting really, really out of control. I also wasn't able to spend as much time with Tom because he would have his weekends and his nights off, and then I'm working nights and weekends. So that was getting difficult, and him and I are trying to figure out how to make that work. Like we're not struggling or anything like that, but like we miss each other so much when we're not around each other. So we're trying to make sure we spend as much time with each other as possible when those situations happen. Look at this. I said I wasn't going to make this a long video, and now I'm rambling like crazy. Anyway, so that's one reason I am happy to get onto my 8 to 4. But again, it's not really like, and I don't mind school. I am a book learner. I've always loved school. I did tons of years in university and college. I'm okay with that. But then you also get the stress of tests, and you're literally sitting in a chair for 8 hours a day being talked at, and like they're throwing all this information at you, and it's like a fire hose that you're trying to drink out of, because it's like everything's coming at you and you're trying to pick out what's important and whatnot. It's just crazy, crazy, crazy. So we're going back into that now. So you're going to see more videos filmed like in the evening time or at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm still trying to catch the last little bits of sun. So bear with me for the next little while I transition back into that schedule. I will figure it all out for you guys. And now that summer is coming to a close, I'm not going to be going away every single weekend like I was. So like there'd be times where I would film all through the week and then you wouldn't hear from me at all on the weekends. I'm going to try not to do that. Anyways, now we're going to pick up this color here. This is Beach Ball. It's like this darker turquoise color, and I'm just going to use that to deepen up my outer corner. So a little up into the crease, but nothing crazy, and then definitely down like that. And I'm going to blend this together in about 2 seconds if it's looking a little incohesive. These are really, really nice shadows. Like, I will say, like, the yellow was a little, like, worried me a tiny, tiny bit. Sorry, I'm just going to use that to just blend those outer colors together. I was a little worried looking at how the yellow shadow kind of performed, but ultimately I find that most yellow shadows are kind of that way, and they're meant to be because they are lighter. I am going to take a bit of that yellow again, just with a different shaped brush, and kind of just pop it right up in here, just to make sure that I haven't lost all of it, if that makes any sense. Like that. So to do this, I've got like almost like a fluffy angled brush, and I just kind of tap the edge in it, and then I'm patting it along. Now, one of my subscribers recently asked me what brushes I would recommend, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what I told her. The two brushes that you will see me use the most are going to be ColourPop brushes and MAC brushes. MAC brushes are the ones I've used the longest. They are my favorite brushes, but they are kind of expensive. I don't know that they're more expensive necessarily than other high-end brushes because I don't have a lot of other high-end brushes. Like if you look at my brushes, they're almost all of these MAC ones. So I don't know how they compare in terms of that because I kind of just buy those ones. But I was saying if you're newer to makeup and you're looking for some good quality brushes that won't break the bank, ColourPop is definitely the way to go. They're fantastic, really soft brushes. I've never had a problem with them. This one has actually taken the place of my MAC blending brush. I used to use this one from MAC to blend, and I just prefer the shape. I prefer the consistency. And I find that for whatever reason, sometimes when I wash my MAC brushes, the bristles kind of splay out and it's hard to get them back into the normal shape. But I've washed this one a ton and it still looks almost as good as when I got it. It is a little two-toned right now. But side note, if you're looking for some good, inexpensive brushes, ColourPop's the way to go. So now that that is pretty much done, which is exactly what I had envisioned in my head, I can't believe this worked out so well. I am going to add in some eyeliner for this. We're going to use my Kat Von D tattoo liner. I'm not going to show you this, but somebody else asked me to show you guys how I put on fake lashes, and it's pretty disastrous when I do it. But for that person's sake, I am going to do this because I always tell you guys to tell me what you want to see. And now you guys are doing it, and I don't want to be like, nah, I'm not going to do that. So after I do this, I'm going to pull a pair of false lashes and we're going to attempt to put them on. But when I've done it in the past, it's turned out super, super bad. So we'll kind of see. So I'll be right back after I put this on. How convenient was that I kicked the thing and it fell over? Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back, and as you see, I was able to do a really, really thin black line, and I did that just, sometimes my lines get away from me, but I wanted to make sure I got as thin as I could because I didn't want it to take away from the eye look at all. So I did dig out some fake lashes. So originally I was thinking about using these ones. These are from Monroe 3D Lashes from like House of Lash. No, Baddington Lashes, excuse me. Baddington. I think I had House of Lash ones and I just like got rid of them because they were too crazy. And these are a little crazy as well. So ultimately, and I'll explain my reasoning, I decided to go with a pair of my Shan XO ones, like from XoBeauty, and we're going to be doing these ones right here. These are the Stunner lashes, and the honest reason is that I don't need to trim these down because they're kind of only half lashes as it is. Because as much as I do wear false lashes, I always wear MAC lashes, and I always get them to put them on for me, so they always trim them down. So I'm not exactly sure how successful I would be. So these ones, they are a little bit more dramatic, a little bit fuller, but at the same time, I don't need to cut them down. This is just showing you guys how lazy I am. Before we do that, I am gonna, and I have a Q-tip because I kind of like to break a Q-tip in half and use the ends to apply my lash glue to these to try and get as thin a line as is humanly possible. So yeah, we're good. Sorry, I'm just like flicking at the lash. So we're gonna do that, but before we do that, I'm going to smoke out in my lower lash line some of the other colors, and I also forgot we were gonna put some shimmer on the upper one. So first, we're gonna do that. So I'm going to go back to a flat tip brush, and I'm going to pick up that pineapple color. That's that golden color. And I want to put that in the corner of my eye. So that'll brighten it up, and it'll add a little bit more of that golden color we are going for, without going too over. I'm actually going to pick it up with my finger and just see if it, because sometimes I find that, oh, shoot. Oh, no, that's fine. Sometimes I find that shimmers like to work a little bit better when you just apply them with your fingertips. So we're like that, and then I'm going to go into this surf color. It's like this beautiful blue. Oh, look at that. And we're going to put that right down the middle. Just for a little bit of shimmer. Trying not to overdo it because I don't want to take away from all of the work I've already done. Just like that. And then we're going to take a pencil brush. Let's do bikini. So it's this like, oh my gosh. Holding this the worst possible way. This color here, this like lilac purple, we're going to take that and put that in the lower lash line. That looks really nice. I'm so happy that that color showed up as well as it did, because the other day I was doing a look using my Razzle Dazzle or Razzleberry Dazzle palette, whatever. Razzleberry Sparkle, something like that palette from Too Faced, and I found that the purple just like disintegrated when I tried to put it on my lower lash line, and that obviously has not, and I think that looks pretty cool. So the other thing that I always do before I put fake lashes on is I do a coat of mascara. Now normally I would do my Benefit Roller Lash and then I would put like a really volumizing one on top, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put this one on just to get them dark enough that they sort of blend in with the lashes I'm going to put on. I know that there's some people that put false lashes on and then put mascara on afterwards, but when you do that, I find you can't reuse the false lashes, and I like to try and get as many uses out of them as possible. I know with my MAC ones, I've gotten as many as like 12 or 13 uses, and I've heard stories of girls who like buy a pair and then wear them every day for like a month. And all it comes down to is if you treat them well and you peel the excess glue off once it's dry and you always put them back in the case, they should last. So let's get these ones off of here. So like I said, these are the Stunner, and these are actually part of the giveaway that I am doing. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I will link it above, but definitely go and get on it soon. I'm hoping this video will be up before it's done. It is closing on September the 5th, and there's a lot of cool stuff in there. So these are going to kind of just go on the edges. So I'm just giving them a little bit of a bend to kind of get like more of an eye shape going. I'm going to put that there and hope I don't drop it. Then, like I said, I just take a Q-tip and I snap it in half. Try and snap it in half. Like that. And then I find that you've got like a nice little end that you can use to apply the glue. And I use Duo Lash Glue. This is the white/clear one. I know that there is, oh crud. I just like squeezed a whole butt ton of it out. I know that there is also a black one. I know that there are ones that come with a little brush on the end, but I always find that when you use like a brush and glue, it gets kind of like manky really quickly. So I'm okay just squeezing it out. So like I said, just do, can you guys see this? Like a really thin, as thin a line as I can. But the bonus about this is that because it does dry clear, if you get a little bit too thick of a line, it's not a big deal. And then I like to let it dry a little bit. And that just makes it tacky. So when you stick it down, it sticks a little bit better. I find that sometimes when you have too much glue, the glue seeps. That's also how I've glued my eyes together before. It happens. I don't normally use tweezers, but I know that if you're not comfortable or feel like you don't want to get that close to your eye with your hand, or you know, feel like you're covering your eye or something, I know a lot of people do use tweezers to apply false lashes. I tend not to. I only use them to like push them in. So like I said, once I can see that some of the glue, can you guys see that, is starting to change color, like in the inside here, we're going to just try and put it on. So because these are outer ones, I'm going to try and do this so you guys can see, but also so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to flip this to the bright side, the big side. Oh, this isn't going to work. Okay. I'll just try my best to do this. If this turns out disastrous, I apologize. So because they go on the outer corner, like that's where you're going to line it up using where your outer lashes are. And then just get it as close to your lash line as you can. Now, I didn't go far enough out, so I am going to pull and replace. Okay. Is that on my outer lid yet? No. Okay, now I might need to apply a little bit more glue because I have put it on and then pulled it off. It's so funny when somebody asks me to do this, they're like, oh, I want to see how you do it. And I was like, you're going to regret asking that because it's going to be bad. But I don't know. I don't mind screwing up in front of you guys. I don't mind that you guys see that I'm a real person, that as much as I like come on here and I have this YouTube channel, like I'm not perfect. I'm not always good at my makeup. I make mistakes. I experiment. And a lot of you guys are saying like, you're not great with makeup. You want to figure out how to do it. And I definitely gave a couple people this advice, but the best advice that I could give you is go to those places like MAC or Sephora that offer you makeup services. And normally you don't even have to pay for the service itself. All you have to do is you're committed to a certain amount of product purchase. That's how I learned. I went to MAC in my mall and I go at quieter times in the day and I'd say, are you busy? Do you have time just to play around? Sure. What do you want to play around with? Oh, okay. Can we do a fun smoky eye look? And they would sit there with all the products out and show you how to do it. And then you can see what you like on your face. You can see what you don't like on your face. And then you can buy from the products that they showed you, go home and practice, practice, practice. That's how I learned how to do my makeup. Nobody, like my mom didn't teach me. My mom doesn't wear a ton of makeup. My sister and I didn't grow up together, so she didn't teach me. I didn't have a lot of friends to show me how to do it. That's how I learned. I went out and found people that knew and I picked their brains. And now I'm actually really good friends with half of those girls. So, you know, it worked out. I'm going to try and do this way instead so that like I'm kind of turned towards you guys when I'm doing this. Here we go. Okay. So getting it right to the outer lash line. Now I think the reason that that looks kind of funny is because I didn't curl my normal lashes, which I should have, but I actually don't have an eyelash curler, so that's okay. That is crazy. That is definitely not an eyelash look I would normally go for. I like a more subdued one, and these are a little bit long and nuts for me, but whatever. I don't think I got it close enough to the edge again because my lashes are peeking out so much from underneath. I'm just going to try and bend them upwards. How nice does this look like? Just to kind of get a little curl on them. My lashes don't like to curl on their own. And now I'm going to try one more day. We're going to go a little further out. Is there enough glue? There's not enough glue. Last time, I promise. And then if this fails, getting glue all over my sweatpants. If this fails, then I don't know what to do anymore. I tried. Last time. And oh my God, I still have to do a whole other eye. This is what's making this video long. Tack that down. All right, last attempt. Oh, shoot. I let it go. Okay, wait. Oh, that's much better. Okay. Still a little crazy. Uh-oh. We good? Okay, good. Now let's get the other one on before I start fussing with this one again. And let's hope the other one is easier. In hindsight, I should have gone with a little less crazy of a lash because that is just insane on me. I know it probably doesn't look bad, but for me, like, I'm not used to seeing myself like that. Isn't that how it always works? Like, I used to think that red lipstick looked really bad on me. Like, I was so sure that it was a horrible, horrible idea that I never wore it. And everybody else would always be like, it looks so good, it looks so good. And I'd be like, no, never, I would never wear it. And now I wear it all the time. And I'm like, I don't know why. You're always your own worst critic. And if you see something for the first time that you're not used to seeing, for whatever reason, I think you automatically think it looks bad. Like, I'm not used to seeing myself with that crazy of a lash. You know what I mean? And it kind of looks funny because I don't think oh, I can see it lifting too. I don't think I got it close enough to my lash line. I'm just going to kind of stick glue on my eye and use that to stick it down. We're coming back to this one. I'm not giving up. We're just going to put this one on first. Okay. Take a little off and close to the outside, close to the outside. Oh, I think I pulled, no, that might just be my eyelash. I was like, I pulled a lash out, but I think that was just mine. Right on the outside, really close to the outside. And then down. Did I do that in one go? Oh, you guys. Okay, now I'm fully confident that I can get the other one to go on properly and stick properly. See, the other one I liked where it was, but the inner corner lifted. So what I'm going to do is just apply a ton of glue to the inner corner and hope I don't glue my eyeball together. You can't glue your eyeball together. That makes no sense. Glue my eyelids together. And I've gotten a little bit on the lashes themselves now. And like I said, that's the reason I choose to use the clear one, because if it wasn't clear, it could like really, really funk this up. And I do find too that when you take these off, this glue in particular, you are able to like peel it off once it's dry. Just so you know. Okay. So do you see how it's white right there? That'll all dry clear. So we're going to stop. We're going to stop and leave it because as of right now, wow, My eyes are crazy. And you guys probably haven't seen me wear fake lashes because I don't do it all that often. What I should do is go get the girls at MAC to put it on and then come on and film a video for you guys so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Move this back over here because it's taking my light. Oh. And that's that. Now we're going to figure out a lip. So the question is, do I want to do something bright and purple to kind of match that? Or do I want to go something nude? Let's go all out. Let's go a little crazy. I know what I'm doing. 2 seconds. I'm going to get it. Alrighty, we're back. Here's where we're going. Bear with me on this. I've done it before. It looks pretty cool. I'm going to take this MAC Pro Longwear lip pencil. I'm going to sharpen it. Holy crud. Where's my pencil sharpener? Because it is dead. And I'm hoping it's not broken. We're going to sharpen it. And I'm going to use that to do an outer lip line. And if you've ever seen me do this before, you'll know I normally fill my lip in. We're not going to fill our lip in. We're just going to do the outer lip line. And then we're going to go in. That was just the lid. We're good with this color. This is Viva Glam Ariana Grande 2. It's this bright, beautiful purple, and it kind of really gives it a really cool look. I'm also going to, this looks really stupid right now, but I'm gonna, I've been saying I was gonna do this for months and months and months. Tom and I are gonna do a video where I'm gonna send him to Shoppers with like $200. I'm gonna go with him. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to film him because I know they're kind of weird about that. But I want him to go to Shoppers because he can get some high-end stuff and some drugstore quality stuff there. So I'm going to send him with like $200 or something like that and tell him to get my makeup. And then we're going to do a look with it. And he knows a little about makeup and not a ton. And he's watched me do my makeup a bunch of times. Okay. I'm not going to fill my whole lip in, but I'm going to make the line a little thicker. Just makes it easier to blend it. Anyway, I'm going to try and convince him, I don't know if I said this, to actually do my makeup, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm going to kind of be like, here's all my stuff, and I'm just going to lay it all out and say, like, do something with it. I love this color, and I don't wear it enough. And I'm not going all the way to the edges with that, just so that you can see a little bit of that pink shining through. So we're going to call that look done. So the eyelashes are really throwing me off. But I don't think that they look bad. I honestly, I can't tell. I think that this look is just so bold and out there for me in general that, like, between the bright pink lip with the crazy eyes, like, not crazy. I think this is actually really pretty. I would totally wear this. And then the eyelashes just seems like a lot for me, but I tried to hammer out as much as you guys have been asking me for as possible in one video, knowing that I was going to be able to film today. This ended up being way longer than I meant for it to, and I'm so sorry for that, but I hope you guys enjoy this. If you want to see more videos using this palette, let me know. If you have seen any other palettes I have and you want to see stuff, let me know. I am definitely going to continue doing those amateur hour videos where I take the little, like, pamphlets that different palettes come with, and I do that look today. So my video exceeds a file size, so it just cut me off and then started again. So stay tuned for those. If you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. Truly, 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 it means the world to me. Subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys next time. Bye.